Throughout history, we, as humans, have used the power of our minds to achieve incredible and amazing feats. In reality, our minds are simply tools we use to create our thoughts. And the quality of our thoughts determines the quality of our experiences. A simple shift in perception will quickly and easily improve how you feel and what you believe is possible, helping you to achieve all of your personal goals, even those that previously seemed unattainable. Join us now as we explore the vast landscapes of our minds. This is Mind Over Matter.
Good evening, I'm Mitch Friedman, and welcome to Mind Over Matter TV, where we like to teach you and help you find different tools and techniques, and sometimes even tricks. That's right, for you to overcome the obstacles in your life, feel better, and reach all of your personal goals. So welcome to the show, and I'm really excited about the show tonight. I met Jim and Jennifer. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, we met at the Santa Fe Wellness Expo, and I was so fascinated by their whole center. It's called the Santa Fe Harmony Center,
Yeah.
and it's all about sound healing and different kinds of techniques. And I'm going to go ahead and let them talk about what they do and how it benefits all of you. But before we do, Jennifer wrote the most beautiful, perfectly worded chat about who they are. So I'm going to go ahead, bear with me here. I don't have my glasses, so bear with me. I'm going to go ahead and read this to you about who they are and what they do.
Thank you.
So the Santa Fe Harmony Center was formed in 2009 by Jennifer Peters and by Jim Kinney. Mm-hmm. And what it does is it offers experiential approaches to healing and transformation through energy medicine. I love that. It's all about energy.
All about energy.
Drum circles, music, workshops, ceremonies, and groups. Jim and Jennifer are human potential practitioners. I love the sound of that, so I'm excited to hear about what that is.
Okay.
And they facilitated personal growth for over 20 years using a variety of methods drawn from indigenous practices and interpersonal psychology.
Yeah.
Their focus is on creating shifts in consciousness and perception, ultimately aligning the mind, body, and spirit with living the good life.
Living the good life.
Jim and Jennifer's background includes extensive training with indigenous peoples as well as Western psychology, psychoneural integration, EFT, which is emotional freedom technique, and other mind, body, and relational approaches and transformations. So yay!
Yay.
I love the sound of that. So,
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about how this center, the Santa Fe Harmony Center, how did you get started with that?
Well, it started out with, we had a vision. Mm-hmm. We both had it when we were younger, to have a center, and then life happened. And then we actually met in Park City, Utah, and we walked for a workshop. We were doing a workshop there. She lived on the East Coast, I lived on the West Coast. And we walked into the space, and we saw each other, and we went, okay. And then we went, I don't think so. Both of us. Because we weren't there to meet somebody for a relationship. But then we had a conversation between the two classes that we were having, and it came out about one of our visions, is to have this healing center that we've been doing for years, and we were both in transition. Go figure, right? I was moving from California to Santa Fe, and she was leaving the corporate world as the president of a company, and hadn't decided where she was moving yet. Mm-hmm. And
perfect timing.
It was perfect timing, and it really was when Jim mentioned that he had always had a vision of having a center, and I went, wow. I mean, this happened to me when I was like 17 years old, and I had the whole vision. I saw what it looked like. And then, like Jim said, life happened, and you know, you have children, become a single parent, in a corporate life, all this, and doing a lot of spiritual training and things on the side, right? That double life kind of thing, and then going, well, how is that ever going to happen? And then when we made the commitment, and we talk a lot about the power of commitment, when we made the commitment,
Excellent.
it was like the Red Sea parting
Literally.
to allow everything to come together. It was
So,
an amazing process.
When you say commitment, I always think of that commitment as intention too. Like we set the intention and made the commitment, and because I think intention is so powerful. It's kind of it's that driving energy that just makes it happen really fast.
And one of our things is the intention is like step one, because
Right.
I don't know what that old phrase, the road. Whatever is paved with good intentions.
That's right. What is that? The road to
Road to hell.
Hell. Exactly.
Sorry you asked. I wasn't going to say that.
Hey, wherever you're going, it's about intentions.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
And when we set an intention, often our next step, we hit roadblocks.
Right.
Always.
So everybody does what's those things in the New Year's?
Resolutions.
Yeah, New Year's resolutions, and they last for about a month. If they're really good, they last for 2 to 3 months. But then it's the commitment helps you drive through the blocks, and that's kind of where we come in.
Right.
We come in with the work that we do is revealing blocks and teaching people how to move them out of their life.
In fact, one of the amazing things about making intentions, and we just finished an 8-week class on creating your own destiny,
Wow.
where you're setting the goal, you're creating that intention, is anything unlike that intention is going to come up. It has to, because these have to be released in order for you to actualize, in order for you to bring this intention, which is a higher level sort of thing, down into manifestation. And a lot of times people look at these things that come up, whether it's a belief system, I'm not good enough, I can't do that, I don't deserve it, whatever.
No one will listen.
Nobody will listen to me, or maybe it's a financial block, whatever it is. They'll look at that and they'll go, oh, well, see, I really wasn't supposed to do this. And what we work with people on is, no, this is really a good thing. This is really a good thing because it's up and now it can be released. And there are a lot of different ways to go about that. And then that takes you to the higher level, and brings you to where you want to be.
I think it's so cool that you do that. I mean, that's kind of what I do for a living. We get down, and I call them personal lies, or limited self-thoughts. Is what have we decided or made up about ourselves at some point when usually it happens when we were just
very
little
young.
kids, before we get that filtering system or that chatterbox in our head where we could actually filter things that aren't working for us. Before we have that, we just say yes to everything. So when that comes up for people, you're exactly right. Those are the obstacles where people start saying, you know what, I never really wanted to do that, and maybe this isn't really what I was supposed to do. When the truth is, it's just some idea, some thought, some program that's running that. And the truth is, if their intention is to go there and to have that goal, then they really need to take some time. And this is where the work happens.
Yes.
Is in that
It's the
moment.
dream.
Exactly. When you've got that obstacle, that's the work. That's where the growth, that's where the opening up really starts happening, is when you clear those obstacles. So I want to know a little bit about how do you do that for people?
Well, the first thing we do is we make a distinction between your conscious thought process and your subconscious. And your subconscious runs 99% of your daily activity.
I call it the acting out part.
Yes.
It's the part that's always acting out, the subconscious.
And we talk to our subconscious like there's somebody down there to control it, and there's not. It's like a tape player playing. Who says that? Bruce Lipton?
Bruce Lipton, yeah.
Right.
It's like a tape player playing, and there's nobody down there to turn it on or off. You can yell it all day long. It'll keep playing. And so what we do is we make the distinction between what our conscious mind believes, what our subconscious believes. And then when we bring it to consciousness, we have many different tools in which to make the tape player record. So you erase the old tapes.
Right.
That's what we do.
And then one of the things that happens, Mitch, is we can use, very conscious exercise kinds of things to do that, to bring that into the awareness and to get down to what is the bottom line. And when we do that, then we start bringing in our tool bag. And from an energetic medicine standpoint, what happens is these negative belief systems, whatever is blocking the person from being able to actualize what they want or to manifest what they want, shows up in their energetic system. You know, where you can see the person's energy. We all have got an energy body. And you know that. You know when you walk into somebody's energy spot, and they might say, you're getting into my space.
Right.
Right?
Boundaries.
Well, yes, exactly. Boundaries. And so you can feel that. And through, different training and different techniques, we've learned how to be able to see these things in the energy body, to help to release the imprints energetically, as well as working with the mental processes. And so they all kind of work together.
And do you do that in groups or individually or both?
Yeah, we do it in stages also. For instance, we do a lot of music. We do drum circle classes and stuff like that. And the drumming is a way of opening your system, because we do specific rhythms with chakras and the planetary rhythms and stuff like that. And it activates things within us. And a lot of times people will start with drumming with us in the drum classes, and then they branch into private work, group work, classes, because it's one steps on top of the other. And it's a matter of what level do you want to play on the field. It's like, what level do you want to play at?
How deep down the rabbit hole do you want to
Exactly.
go?
Well,
Red pill or blue pill?
Exactly. It's all like that. And what happens is sometimes, we want to harmonize things, but sometimes you have to disrupt things first.
Right.
And drumming does that. Drumming will disrupt things that, the way your patterns are right now, and then rhythms eventually will allow your brain to entrain with the rhythms and to bring you into alpha states, into theta states, so that, you can access these things. You have access to these past memories that you want to release. And so people start opening, right? And we always have to have people get to a point where they're willing to allow. They're willing to allow for the possibility that things can be different, and start at that point. And then once that's the crack. Right? That's the crack to the universal energies. And then we can start repatterning. Then we can really get into the thick of it. And it doesn't have to take a long time. It doesn't. I have a master's in counseling and psychology and talk therapy, that kind of thing, and that can just take a lot of time. But you combine those really wonderful principles and techniques with energetic work, and things can move a lot faster.
Yeah, I know. We always think that change has to be hard, and it's got to take a long time.
And you got to suffer, and we're not into suffering.
That's
why we call it living the good life.
Living the good life.
That's one of the courses that we teach. That's about that. And one of the things that are really neat in our rhythms, going back to the drumming, is all of our beats have a right and a left brain function.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to watch with people when you're learning the beats, because you can tell when their left brain is holding on or their right brain is holding. They get that part of the rhythm with no problem. Class time, you'll see the breakthrough where their left and right brain lock in together. It's called whole brain, and it goes into, and the rhythm just comes.
Right.